That? Hi, Jeanette. If you're trying to talk, we can't hear you. Oh, okay. Hey, Jeanette, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing okay. Thanks for making the meeting. Heather had to go. She got tied up with something, so she's not going to be able to make the meeting.
Ah,
So, but the good news is you don't have to see my face.
Tony, I know Greg Tobin was going to try to join us because he asked me for the login information. And just don't forget to hit record.
Yeah, and I already have. Thank you for the reminder, though.
Okay, because I always do that, and then I'm like, oh, geez.
is there a way to access the actual recordings once we've completed these?
They're required to be posted to the website. And
yeah, but nothing happens when I click on the link.
Huh. That's not good.
Usually a file downloads and like your media player will have to open it. So maybe you don't have an app that does that. I don't know.
Don't know. Anyway, they must, it just seems like these have not been exactly public meetings, and if I can't get to the information, I'm wondering who else can once it's posted.
Check it out. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. I just texted Greg. At least the website's operating again after many, many weeks.
Yeah, it's just a total frustration.
Tell me about it.
I'm sure. Hardly seems worth it at this point.
Okay, Greg coming in now.
Where are they posted, Tony, on the website?
They're posted right to
meetings and agendas.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Huh. Well, the server is not letting me in. That's the website. Hey, Greg, you're on mute.
That could be, Tony, for the postings of the, I don't know, maybe with the website, you have to download the audio file and post that instead of a link to Zoom. I'm not sure.
You know, I know I've done it both ways.
Okay.
Because when I used to record it on my cell phone, that's a totally different file though, so. Obviously I'll have to take a look at it and see what's going on with that.
Okay.
Yeah, in the meantime, anybody, well, it's just totally stupid how this works for public information.
In terms of joining the meeting?
For sure, or anybody who can't even do the Zoom. I mean, there are people in this neighborhood who definitely care about the Beacon proposal, but they can't get any information on it other than going to Beacon directly. Anyway, I'm just totally over it with how this works, I guess.
Well,
Sorry.
they certainly could foil it too and just present their questions to us, and we could provide them with email or paper copies of anything they wanted to see.
Well, I will suggest that.
Because the website, I mean, it's okay. We still, probably need to get things up there, but I would say most of the information is now available. So if the agendas and the resolutions that we passed are posted as well, they should be able to see the action taken. But we could always respond to FOIL too.
Can you hear me now?
Hey,
Yes,
Jimmy.
Greg.
Okay, good.
So, Brian, how do you want to do this?
Should we call the meeting to order? It is 3:35.
Members present is Chair Brian Barker and committee member Jeanette Nicholson. We have a quorum.
I don't have any documents in front of me, so I'm just.
I can, let's see if I can make this work.
So Tony, you might want to table the April 7th minutes and give an update on the projects if you want.
I did email should have emailed the minutes, but yeah, I can do that if that's what folks want to do. Is that what folks want to do? I can walk through all the properties.
Yeah, well, I just want to see the agenda. So we
okay.
can just march through the agenda. If you can share your screen.
Yeah, let me, how I share the screen with this thing? Oh, there it is, share screen. Okay. Should be. I think that.
That's good.
That's just the, you're not seeing the,
Yeah, I'm seeing the agenda.
oh crap, I just got rid of it.
It's there. We see it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Somehow I lost.
So Jeanette, did you have a chance to look at the April
Yes.
meeting minutes? Okay, so.
Oh, actually not the minutes, but that, I don't think that was posted anywhere, was it?
I thought I sent it along with the email with the agenda. But,
You did. It was attached to the email with the agenda, and the minutes were both there. But that's okay. We can table them.
Yeah, let's table that then, because I did see them. But...
So I'll table for lack of time to review.
Thanks.
Updates on projects?
Yeah, let me get my cheat sheet out. So I'll start with 791 River Street. On Friday, I issued the fourth payment. That represents about 50% of the $416,000 contract. Although the building looks like it's further along than 50%, especially on the interior. The interior, all the sheetrock is hung, taped and painted.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Electric,
really good in there.
mechanical and electrical is all roughed in?
That is roughed in. Yep.
Thanks, Greg. I couldn't
It
remember.
looks good. It looks good. I was there last Wednesday
Yeah,
and met with the architect and went through the building. Its windows are really nice, beautiful windows, and could be good views one day, because it's just sticks right out on the streetscape. Very pretty and nice layout. I'm excited about it. And then the commercial space is it's not boxed. It's kind of like at a corner, if you will, like a corner entrance, if you will.
yeah, that's what we wanted.
It's kind of neat. So,
Great.
but it's looking really good.
We should start seeing more progress on the exterior. They're going to paint the horizontal siding And that should be going up, I would guess, next week, if not this week.
That sounds good.
They have panels. There's a panel system as well.
Oh yeah, there's a panel system, and the architect said that will probably be the last piece to go on the building, which has me, I want to make sure that goes on the building before anybody walks away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know we have retainage, but when the bids came in, this one was really surprisingly low, and we were wondering if it was underpriced. Maybe they underpriced the panel siding. So speculation, but the architect, I asked him for a ballpark time figure for completion that I wouldn't hold him to, and he said about 2 months. So
September 1.
yeah,
Labor Day. You have a Labor Day opening.
hopefully COVID won't be back. You guys have questions on that? If not, I'll move on to 103 Ferry.
Are we allowed to put that for sale ahead of its CO?
Mr. Tobin?
Well, I have been talking it up, so
Yeah.
it is possible to put something on the market, or put a sign coming soon. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
But I took some nice pictures of it, that so people can see the progress, that's been made, and maybe make that part of a brochure or something like that for the sale of it.
Mhm.
But it's going to be a more of a unique property to sell.
Yeah.
And
You can list it for sale. I think we'd have to just be careful if we went to contract on it, obviously, because you really can't do an inspection because it's going to fail for lack of a CO. So it probably would just be a time frame that we would put in the contract and or contingency, that we've got to get that before we can actually sell it.
that's doable.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. It's just, whatever, sometimes the seller like balks at that, you know what I mean? But if we disclose it up front that, we could enter into a contract for sale, but, there's going to be a time frame for it because the CO is when we get it, right? So.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
And
So maybe if we can get the word out about it a couple of months ahead of time, it might help you sell before the winter sets in.
Yeah. Well, that would be like now. Because he said he's 2 months out roughly.
Yeah.
Off the record. So that would be now.
Would it be possible maybe to put a few stunning
Sure.
pictures on, I don't know, some,
The Facebook?
yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
little
Well,
tease?
Yep. When it comes along a little bit more, I
Yeah.
think I'll do that. Right now it's kind of raw. There's no fixtures in, no, cabinets, nothing like that. It's just rough.
We do have the architect's colored renderings of the exterior too.
Yeah. And
yeah,
oh,
some of those are posted on our website.
They are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the renderings
well, that's good.
should be. They were. And
Hey,
Brian, I don't know if you
Shoot me
were-
over a PDF of that or something, Tony.
I'm sorry, Greg.
Just shoot me over a PDF of it,
Okay.
the renderings.
That down.
Hello?
I'm just writing a note. Brian, did you see the email conversation that went back and forth on the masonry?
I did.
That
Yeah, no, I was okay with all of it.
okay? Thanks for looking at it. Any more on 791? So
I think
into 103 Ferry Street. The The entity that was approved to purchase by the board, recommended of course by A&D, wouldn't sign a purchase contract. Kate gave them a deadline to do so, and sounded like they were getting ready to play some games. So Kate gave them a deadline. The deadline came and went, and she sent them notification that essentially the deal was done. I forget the legal word she used, Kate, but
What address was this again, Tony?
103 Ferry. This is the one that we had a $95,000 offer on, and this was contentious. Some folks wanted to see it go to the person who offered 30 or 35,000. That person, by the way, is still interested.
Yeah.
And I know, well, Greg can speak to this, but I'm told that one of his colleagues at Coldwell Banker has someone who is interested.
Yep, they're considering it.
Okay.
No, I was over there the other day to see, just to check in on the property. And, there's a few things we might need to tweak to get it bankable in case the banks are getting a little more particular on certain things, but nothing major, just a heads up on that. But now that is back on the books, we'll be marketing that again a little more aggressively. This time of year, that should sell. I mean, for 100,000 roughly, that's a very good value for the area. And it's unfortunate that the other deal didn't complete, but through no fault of our own. And somebody else will probably snatch this up, so.
Yeah.
But it is a nice house. And I asked Tony, I said, I'll put my own sign on it with my own phone number rather than land bank. Just try to, like I said, market it a little more directly, if you will, and see what we can do.
Sounds good.
So Greg, 24 McClellan, we have that cleaned out now. That was cleaned out really over Memorial Day weekend. So I didn't know if you wanted.
Yeah, no, I have a colleague who has somebody interested in that area.
Okay.
And after it's cleaned out, I'll send her over.
Okay.
Because I sent her pictures of it, and she says she doesn't want to show her client the pictures the way that it was. Because just turn her off. She wouldn't have,
it's horrible.
Enough foresight, if you will, or whatever.
That.
So maybe I'll scoot over there tomorrow and take some new pictures of it and get that on the books then, get that listed.
If the committee's okay with that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's revenue, you know what I mean? We got to get some revenue.
Yeah, we're down to $4,000.
Geez, that's rough. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. So 7 Park Avenue is programmed for demolition. And part of the thinking behind that was because there's a double lot right next to it that we demolished a building on. It's before my time. So the thinking is the building's not much of anything to speak of. So let's demolish it and we'll have a larger development area to redevelop.
Right.
I was talking to Johnny Bobo earlier this morning, who lives right down the street and actually bought 29 Park Avenue and was doing a really nice job there.
Yeah, he is. He did. I saw it.
He tells me there's an architect who lives across the street from him who's interested to buy 7 Park Avenue. And I told him it's not on the market, but coincidentally, I'll be meeting with A&D today, and I'll ask if the committee would like to see that sale or just keep going forward with demo because of the development area it would create.
This is Park Avenue is the Plan B urban design studio.
Yeah, it is that too. So that's definitely a consideration. I mean, personally, I think it's worth more, to demo. I think it's worth more overall for the neighborhood if we demolish the building and we have room for redevelopment. That's my personal opinion. Which
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just, the selling it was the, as far as the urban design studio, I think we got to come up with a way of securing properties so that we can get into a rhythm. I understand our cash flow issues too, but I don't know. Lots don't get that much revenue.
Well, I have 60,000 budgeted to demolish it.
Yeah.
So would seem the choice is, financial versus community benefit. Potential community benefit. So do you guys have a leaning one way or another?
On whether or not to demo it?
Yeah, or to have someone submit a request to fill out a purchase application.
This is 7 Park Avenue?
Yeah.
So this would be,
I know where Johnny Bobo bought and renovated, so it's closer to 6th Avenue.
Yeah, it's the one probably it's not 7 doors from 6th Avenue, but it's close to it.
so the purchase would be just for the building that's slated to be demoed, not the lots next door?
My understanding is their interest is primarily the building. I don't know that they even know we own the lot next door, the double lot next door. I don't think they'd be interested in that, but I don't know for sure. I haven't talked to this person directly, just kind of a part of a conversation with Johnny Bobo.
I'd be interested if he's willing to, like, whether he's looking to purchase it for $1 or if he's willing to purchase it for $20,000.
Yeah, me too.
So it sounds like you're willing to look at a purchase application if one were to come in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we have to, given our situation. But I guess I wouldn't be. I don't think I'd advertise it necessarily. I mean, I guess we have to advertise it, right? If we're going to take it.
Well, I think what we've done in the past, and Kate will surely correct me if I'm wrong, we've received purchase applications and then put it to market for, I think it's a minimum of 7 days, Kate. So I know we've done it.
Yes.
No, I know we've done that in the past. I'm not 100% positive if that's the right way to do it, but that's what we've done.
And we can refuse any offer, correct?
Oh yeah, especially if it's not marketed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
think if you can.
If you're going to sell 7 Park Avenue, I would need to get that on the market because there's a 30-day period or something. It's got to be listed. Isn't that right, Kate?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. The statute requires us to list it for a minimum of 7 days, meaning on the website, not necessarily a listing per se, but yeah, we have to hold it and post it for at least 7 days. That's it.
Okay.
All right. So I'll let Johnny Bobo know, and he can let his neighbor know.
We have to actually put the fair market value of it when we list it.
We would have to do that.
Do we have any idea what that is at this point in time?
Well, I would have to go out and have a look at it.
Yeah. I would say.
Is there a lockbox on it?
You know what? I don't know.
Because if there's a lockbox, I can swing by tomorrow and just look at it and give you an idea of what I think.
My guess is there probably is, but I don't know for sure.
All right.
That's a
Right.
building I really haven't been in since we acquired it because it's scheduled for demo.
So if you were going to sell it, the guy would buy it to fix it up. Is that it?
Yeah, that's precisely the idea.
Okay. And so he has the wherewithal to renovate?
Well, that I don't know. I don't think we would know unless we saw the purchase
Because,
application and the due diligence that comes with it.
because I don't, it's like 288 10th Street that we had there. That was a very good buy for somebody, owner occupant, and a house in very good condition, but needing some work. So it sounds like this might be something similar.
Well, this person is an architect who lives in the neighborhood, and architects make tons of money. You can ask Brian.
Okay.
So he definitely has the expertise to deal with a building. I have no idea, again, without a purchase application, I have no idea about financial resources.
Okay. Well, do we want to go through the normal channel? Put them through a credit report and all that, or not bother?
Well, we would have to.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, we would have to. So I mean, the way I see this is, if you guys you say you're willing to look at it, a purchase application, I can get that message back to Johnny Bobo. If his neighbor architect submits a purchase application, then you guys can take a look at it. And if you decide you're interested to recommend a sale, then I guess that would be the time to also market the property.
Okay.
Right.
So.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay. All right. Any more questions on 7 Park?
No.
Then 3325 6th Avenue, that's the building over by the sanctuary. Johnny Bobo was working on that. The parapets, which were in rough shape after the asbestos demolition / environmental company got through with it. Johnny told me today that the parapets would all be back in place today, and that he expects to be completely done by the end of the week. So that building will have delivered the programming on that building as far as Enterprise is concerned. And I think at that point it's ready to market.
Yeah, I was over there the other day. I was over there last week as well, and it's really coming along. And I uploaded newer pictures on the listing as well, so that should help people get an idea of what it's like inside before they go.
Yeah.
Some people it's going to be better. Some people might think it could be worse. But the pictures came out good, and he was up on the roof doing the parapet and some roofing, and it's coming along. It's coming along.
I know Brian Gustavo at RPI said his studio would be interested in purchasing the building. So just wanted to mention that. Yeah, just wanted to mention that too. We have the meeting tomorrow, so
Okay.
I'm sure that'll be kind of reported on.
Nice.
So yeah, I really like that building.
Yeah, the rooms are nice. They're a nice size. It's got a nice flow to it.
Yeah, and it's set back. It's different.
Yeah.
Set back a little bit.
Yep, and the one next to it is nice. And the block looks good. That's the only nice block, really. I mean, the block isn't that bad.
Was Gustavo still interested in the River Street property?
He is, and what I said to him was, Kate has sent a request for a deed in lieu of foreclosure.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've heard anything back from the guy. I also said to Gustavo that, with the COVID foreclosure delay, so to speak, I don't know what that does. I'm sure Kate does. I don't know what that does in terms of us foreclosing on property.
So technically, we can't do a foreclosure itself, like a court action, or enforce that until I think it's August 30th now. But a deed in lieu is a different scenario because, you know, they're voluntarily giving up the property, which the enforcement note already requires that they do. So we really don't go to court unless they won't do this deed in lieu option. Generally speaking, when we try to enforce our mortgages, and or even Tony trying to get reports out of most of the buyers, it's really pulling teeth. I've never seen anything like it. So they just don't respond, and even to my letters. So, you know, I think if he doesn't respond on that one, we're going to have to wait, you know, another month or so before we can actually bring a court action to get it back.
And the foreclosure process is still going to be years, right?
No, that's in REM. So technically, we're using the word foreclosure here loosely. What I've done for the Albany Land Bank is we sue for breach of contract. We sue on the reverter, which is in the deed.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So there's a bunch of causes of action, because to bring a true foreclosure, it would take a while because there's all these requirements that the court has for foreclosures in New York. Probably more of a 9 to 12 month process versus being able to bring a motion on pretty quickly, you know, a 3 to 6 month process. You know, the enforcement note basically says they agreed to a deed in lieu, and now we're enforcing that. And both the actions I've brought and for other land banks have been settled way ahead of a judge actually getting involved.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, there's that, and also 836 in the same boat.
Yeah, I mean, what I think we want to do is go back through all the enforcements, have a spreadsheet of the status, and then come back and ask this committee for recommendations on court actions. Because quite frankly, on the ones we're not getting a response, that might be the only thing they're going to understand.
Okay. I'll do my best to have that ready for the next meeting. So 11 when he, well, I should also say, Brian, Gustavo was in there yesterday taking measurements and pictures of 3325. So just so you know. So 11 Winnie Avenue, also Johnny Bobo is the GC for that. And he has, I was in a few weeks ago and I was really surprised at the progress he made. He's got all the interior demolitions already taken out. The front porch, and he told me this morning the back porch has been removed. He said that there's going to be a change order because a partition, I think it's along one of the exterior walls, was not framed the way, you know, 2x4 framing should be done. It was all framed flat. So that's got to be replaced. And he didn't mention a cost, but obviously I'll be in with that change order request. 3229 6th Avenue is also a Johnny Bobo project. And he has finished cleaning out that building, which is saying quite a bit. That was full of black bags, full of lath and hopefully not asbestos. Well, we tested, so it wasn't in it. So that's moving along faster than I expected. I mean, Johnny's really, all these projects, he's making faster progress than I would have ever expected. So 3246th Avenue, that was the one that Bolton Construction started to they cleaned out, started to do interior demolition, and then the city ordered it, along with 3 buildings to the north, demolished. So I texted the deputy mayor and said, hey, would the city be okay if the land bank approached the other 3 owners and asked them to donate their property in lieu of the city forgiving the taxes and demolition costs? And she said that the city definitely would be, as long as it was part of a co-development, a good redevelopment plan. And she mentioned habitat. So one of the properties is bank owned. The other 2 are not. So the bank owned one is, it's going to be the bear in terms of trying to find someone who will talk to me, because I'll get the runaround. But otherwise, it's, there are 4 vacant lots that we own 1 of right now.
What's the address with the bank-owned property, Tony?
Oh boy, I think I'm semi-guessing, but I think it's the one that's just north of us, so 3242.
3242 6?
I believe so.
I'm just wondering if it's a zombie property. If it is,
Oh.
Eric Ferraro might be able to help us out there.
Oh, that's a good point. He's really good at chasing.
Yes, he's just terrific.
Yeah. Thanks for mentioning that.
Well, and I'm also on the zombie task force, so and just recently written a letter to council persons asking them to set up a reserve fund. Anyway, if it is, he might be able to help out.
Yeah, I'll bet you he can. So I'll contact him. So
That's
any
right.
more on 3240?
No, that sounds great. Is Habitat aware that the city was saying they?
No, I have not said anything. I just didn't think to. But I'll send
Because they may be able to help you move it forward too. I mean,
yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
yeah, it's worth mentioning to Christine Schutte.
Yeah, no, that's you guys both made two great points, so thank you for that. 54 Fifth Avenue. This is the one we're co-developing with SEAT, and this one has gotten a little sticky because of our cash flow. Initially, this was going to be the building we were going to come out of the box swinging and make this the first a quick renovation to show enterprise. We know what we're doing. And then COVID hit, and SEAT more or less shuttered for the entire period. I have a call with them tomorrow morning just to talk about things in general, and I know we'll be talking about this. The issue is that the co-development agreement says we need to provide them advance payments for whatever work they're going to do. And right now, sitting here, we don't have cash to advance. So the last time I spoke with them, I mentioned to them that we were running into some cash flow problems, and I'd know better as a little bit of time went by. So I'll have that conversation with them tomorrow. But until we get a disbursement, we just have no money to advance.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Do we know when the next disbursement is likely?
I do not. I have tried. This report to send into Enterprise is by far the most complicated thing I've ever done in my life, I think. Definitely the most complicated report I've ever sent to Enterprise. I can't see the forest for the numbers anymore, so I've asked Bowers to complete the financial part of the report, and I already have uploaded a lot of information that Tanya will want for, for the quarterly report and for disbursement purposes. But they expect to have the financial part done by the end of the week. As we started our meeting, I see a couple of emails here from Bowers with some upgrades to the work I started. So I'm curious to look at that after the meeting, after actually executive meeting. So that's what's going on with the disbursement. My expectation, so this, I'll give you some more background. So I had a conversation with Tanya about my last submittal, and she came back with several questions. And she suggested that I talk to the executive director at the Oswego Land Bank, who is one of 3 land banks that have one person running the show. And the executive director is Kim, I forget her last name, but she was very helpful. They also use Bowers. And essentially what she told me was she doesn't develop the reports. She has Bowers develop the reports, and she just kind of reviews them to make sure that the project information is accurate. There's no immediate red flags. And so now that's a process that Tanya has recognized as one she is comfortable with. It's a referral from, essentially a referral from Tanya. So that's why I called Bowers and asked them if they would take this report on. And I'm curious to see how it goes. So you guys want to talk about that anymore? Or should I keep going down the property list?
I think you can keep going.
Yeah, no questions.
Okay. 899 River Street. We have $40,000 budgeted for that, and the purpose of the funding is to do some kind of improvements to make that property more attractive to someone to purchase as an owner occupant. I've had several calls, and I'm sure Greg has, and I've been really upfront with people and said, if you're going to buy this property, you need to be an owner occupant, and you can't just tell me you're going to be an owner occupant and not be one, because we're going to check on it, and if you're not, we have the rights to take the property back. So if you're going to buy it, you need to mean it. And that's usually where people stop talking to me. I did talk to someone earlier today, and they still sounded interested. So we'll see.
Yeah, that property's been shown and shown and shown. And I did get somebody, a realtor, that asked me a ton of questions the other day and was going to show it. I told him to contact you with any offers, a few different people. Did anybody present applications?
I haven't received any. I can
Alright.
look in spam.
Yeah, that would have been in the last week or so.
No, I definitely haven't.
Yeah, I spoke to at least 2 people. One in particular was very interested in 899.
Huh.
And the other one was the one on 6th Avenue, 3325. But I think Johnny Bobo might be interested in 3325. He said he was the other day.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me. When I mentioned that RPI was interested, he was interested in it, I think, to do the work on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's a nice location there.
Yeah. So after I explained RPI was interested, he seemed like he was stepping back from the conversation.
Oh, okay.
So, that wasn't my intent, but maybe maybe mentioning RPI scared him off. I don't know.
Yeah.
So those are all the properties we actually own, I believe.
Honey,
Yeah.
how is the sanctuary doing at 3319? Do we know?
I don't know. I know they're back working on it. I don't know what progress they've made on it. I forget the name of the contractor that's working on it for them. TAP is working for them as their architect. So I could ask them what the progress is if you'd like.
No, that's all. I'll just give a call myself. That's okay. I just thought you might know.
Pursuant to the agreement we have, they're supposed to be providing reports to us, you
Yeah,
know, that I think need to be asked for and enforced by the land bank.
I received a report from, I forget his name, the executive director there. And
Steve?
he sent me a one, maybe two paragraph report, and I asked him if he could send a report using the format that I developed. I don't think we have anything in our agreement that says you have to use that form, so I didn't push it. He told me he was working on a grant application and he didn't have time to fill out the form. So that's the last report I've received from him. And that was about a month ago.
Thanks.
Well, what's going to happen there is if they're not done by the time they said they would be in the agreement, we're going to have to take a hard-nosed approach that, listen, we've asked you for the updates you agreed to in the agreement. You didn't provide them. We're not giving you any more extensions. And are you kidding me with this? I mean, this is...
Well, as much as I would like to have seen the form filled out, technically he did provide a report. I'm not trying to stand up for the guy one way or another. I'm just saying he did submit something. So, and I hear what you're saying, Kate. I just don't know.
Did what he submit demonstrate that they're on path to the completion date?
No, it was just a quick narrative to say, we hired so-and-so and they've done this and that. It didn't tie it into a timeline. It didn't tie it into the established timeline.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, this has been an issue with this organization from the get-go, and, was reluctantly entered into between, I think, them and the land bank. But, they had legal representation when it was explained to them what the deal is here. But, if ultimately the board and staff doesn't enforce it and it doesn't get done, then you'll have to have a discussion about that.
Yeah. Let me, I'll forward you the email that I received, Kate, so you have it for your record. And then we can talk about where to go from there.
Okay.
But maybe we should change the agreements that folks sign so they recognize that the form we create and may amend from time to time would be the form that they have to complete, on a monthly basis or quarterly basis to show their progress. Does that make sense?
For future agreements, for sure.
Yeah, did we lose Kate? I think we might have lost Kate.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Does that make sense to you to add that to whatever agreements we're using? So I have something to stand on to say, hey, you've got to fill out this, the established report.
Yes. I mean, what we've done is in Albany is not only is the enforcement schedule attached to the contract now, but we could attach that form. And then when I do an enforcement note and mortgage for a closing, and it's been a long time since we've even done that, it now gets attached to that as well. So it's contractual. You know what I mean? It's required. And at least that gives us the legal cover to enforce it. But, quite frankly, I haven't seen this blatant disregard for your enforcement procedures. And it just doesn't apply to Media Alliance. They're not the only one. It's like people scoff it off. And what's going to wind up happening is, you know, there needs to be some accountability of, well, now you've got 2 to 3 years of properties out there and they're still not done. Like, why? And why is it not being enforced? So,
Okay, well, that sounds like a better way to handle it. All right, we still have 2 properties that technically are approved by the city for us to acquire on Old Sixth Avenue. And given where we are with the budget and the fact that one of those buildings is really in, boy, it's really, really a shame. It's becoming unstabilized quickly. So I was thinking of letting the city know that we're not going to be moving forward to acquire those unless the committee felt differently. And I'm not sure if this should be a decision by the full board.
You're not sure if it should be or shouldn't be.
Well, I'm not sure either way. That's why I guess I asked.
Yeah, this is just due to cash flow.
Yeah, to renovate the property, it would be over $500,000 easy because it's huge. It's a beautiful building, but it's huge.
What's
And
the address again, Tony? I'm sorry.
I think it's 2263 Old Sixth Avenue. And
2263?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the address. And the city was also going to give us a building and a vacant lot that came with the deed or was part of the property, which was inhabited. And their thinking was, we'll give you a building of value to offset the losses you'll have with 2263. But so what I said to Steve Strypen was, give me a few months. Let me see where we are with the budget. You know, let me see where we are in terms of property sales. And we're obviously not in a good place. So my thinking is, well, maybe I should let the city know we're not going to move forward unless maybe we should just wait it out and see what does happen after 6 months with property sales.
Well, maybe just that they would give us the first right of refusal if they have other options. So, 6 months from now, if they had some interest and we were in a position to take it, then maybe we can take it. Or a year from now, even.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know how long they're willing to let it sit.
I don't either. But it just came to mind the other day that it's been more than a few months that I said I'd get back to Steve. So,
well, we can't afford to take the problem away from them.
No, that's true. That's a building I would love to be involved with bringing back to life, but my God, the dollars are just beyond what we can do right now.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's a good suggestion. Ask if we can get rights of first refusal. I'm not sure if they can do that because of how they have to process things, but it's worth asking. So we're getting close to the next meeting. Let me run through enforcement. We've already talked about some of this. 836 River Street, 785 River Street. We're moving forward to take back. 822 River Street was sold to someone who gutted out the building, did a very nice job, had somebody fall out the window. And when I met with that person, with the owner, she was really worried about the legal consequences of the person who allegedly was intoxicated and fell out a window. Every now and again, I have our drone guy come down to shoot progress on our buildings or just to look at the roofs and things. And so I asked him, there was an open window on the second floor of 822. And I said, is there any way you can take a shot of inside the building? And he couldn't get much of a view, but the part I was able to see was the framing was completely opened. It didn't show any progress for that section at all. So I kind of doubt that. I think that's representative of the rest of the building. I've emailed the owner and I haven't heard back yet. This is the second or maybe the third time I've emailed for a request for, communication. So I'll, and Kate knows that's one that is on the take back list. And 48 Ida Street, Chris Hodson and his son, they have been issued a certificate of occupancy. So they have crossed one finish line. They're still tied to the 5-year occupancy requirement. So the son he's expected to move in and live there for 5 years. So that's a pretty good conclusion.
That's good.
3209, 3211 6th Avenue. The last progress report I got from either the architect or the engineer, RPI grads, was that they had new drawings and specs drafted for a 6-unit building, and they're moving those through City Hall. And I think you guys can understand City Hall's not moving at the lightest speed given the COVID stuff. So I'm not, I'm not expecting a permit to pop out anytime soon. So that's what I've got.
Okay.
You guys have anything, or do you want to move to adjourn?
Wasn't there another agenda item after projects or properties? Or is it?
I think it was other discussion.
Oh, okay.
Purchase applications. I don't have any.
Okay. I make a motion to adjourn.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
So adjourned at 4:26.
Thanks, Tony.
Yes,
Thank you
thanks.
guys. So Brian, I guess I'll catch up in 4 minutes. Okay.
Is it 4 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, executive committee.
Yep. Very good. Thanks,
Are we
everyone.
gonna
Bye.
have a
Oh, what?
quorum for executive committee, Tony?
I expect so. If Brian's there, I expect Sharon and Suzanne to be there. Suzanne emailed me yesterday and said she could be.
Okay, great.
All righty. Have a
Okay.
good one.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.